Trump is as destructive a person in this century as Hitler, Stalin, and Mao were in the last century. He may be responsible for many more million deaths than they were. Calling Trump crazy hides the fact that we're crazy for having elected him, and even crazier for allowing his crazy policies to persist. Trump is as destructive a person in this century as Hitler, Stalin, and Mao were in the last century. He may be responsible for many more million deaths than they were. Hitler, Stalin, and Mao.
The Holocaust, in which more than 6 million people, mostly Jews, were killed by the Nazis.
Twice as many people were executed under Stalin's regime that were killed by Hitler.
Between 30 and 50 million people died in the Great Chinese Famine.
He may be responsible for many more million deaths than they were.
The United States is running concentration camps on our southern border, and that is exactly what they are. Concentration camps.
The survival and death were contingent on how long human existence was possible on the daily ration of potato peels, one slice of bread, and an occasional bowl of a liquid that was supposedly soup. For advanced cases of starvation and tuberculosis, there were often no cures.
100 party members are arrested, sent to the Gulag.
Starvation was a constant threat, and it wasn't unknown for the inhabitants of entire camps, including the prisoners, guards, and even their dogs, to simply freeze to death.
I was a solitary confinement. It's made by cement, 6 feet long, 3 feet wide, and only 3 feet height. According to the solitary confinement regulation, in the beginning 3 days is no food.
Authoritarian, fascist, concentration camps. I don't use those words lightly.
I never thought in a million years that I would be standing up here after all the times I participated in this ceremony, appealing really for the freedom and the safety of American journalists at home, and remind us of the peril that we face, the peril that we face.
3,000 political prisoners died here at the brutal hands of SS troops.
Of the delegates of the 17th Congress alone, 90% were shot, because so many of them had voted against Stalin, and since he did not know exactly who had voted against him, he had everybody shot.
She called for the return of purged leaders and attacked Mao for creating a personality cult.
Basically show us and remind us of the peril that we face.
Trump is as destructive a person in this century as Hitler, Stalin, and Mao were in the last century. He may be responsible for many more million deaths than they were.